As a self-published and indie author, I know how hard it is to get someone to take a chance on your book. So I decided to put my money where my mouth is and start taking chances on indie authors myself. And the book that I started with is The Heir of Chaos by D.M. Lewis. Now, this book is a fantasy book, and it's kind of like if the Egyptian gods came down to earth, but the way that they did it was they lived through um, humans, like as a host. And if you have seen the show Ragnarok on Netflix, kind of think of it like that, as the ancient gods kind of taking their place in human life by using the humans themselves and kind of putting their spirit into the humans. Now, the thing about the way he writes this is it's not just the gods putting themselves into the humans, it is like the humans and the god spirit becoming one. And basically, those humans now operating as if they were the gods. And I loved the concept of this book. The one thing I will say is that I think there was maybe a little bit, like, sometimes the characters or the way the scene was set up is like we were just dropped into it, like, oh, this character's here, and I'm like, oh, when did they come through the door? And it took up to about page 100 to really kind of get into like the action of this book. The author gives like little bits, little tastes of like the fantasy. He gives little tastes of like the magic and things like that. And I did enjoy kind of being baited a little bit. And I found that to be fun, almost like a game of chase. Another thing that I liked about this book is kind of being able to like look up the Egyptian gods that he uses in his story. I found myself really getting tied into the mythology, the Egyptian mythology that comes with reading this book. Another thing that I think could have been done a little bit better is the description of certain things as a fantasy author, as an author in general, but in my opinion, specifically for fantasy and like science fiction, you kind of have to be very descriptive. You have to make sure that the visual for the reader comes to life, because there are things that happen in fantasy and science fiction, magical things, spells, shape shifting, and it kind of has to be described in a way that is easily visualized in the reader's mind. And there were times where I had a little bit of difficulty doing that. Now, if you are someone who enjoys mythology fantasy, kind of taking on a new mythology, taking on a more modern spin, then I would say, yeah, go ahead and take a chance on this author. I will say that this is not necessarily for this is more adult fantasy. There is some language. There are a couple of topics where I'm like, oh yeah, maybe not for like middle school, early high school, but definitely it piqued my interest as an adult. This is not going to be the only book in this series. The author will be writing more, as I read on the back, and I'm excited to see what he comes up with. Now, if you or someone you know is an indie or self-published author and is looking for someone to take a chance on their book, please put their name and the name of their book in the comments below, and I will make sure that I get to them. And if you are looking to take a chance on D.M. Lewis and The Heir of Chaos, or you're looking to take a chance on my book, The Call of the Serpent, the links to both books will be down in the description. Thank you so much.